There are moments in life when people decide who you are before you have even spoken a single word. Sometimes it happens through appearances, silence, or assumptions shaped by their own limited understanding. You may have walked into certain spaces believing no one noticed you, while in reality, people were quietly creating stories about you in their minds, without knowing anything about your heart, your struggles, or the journey that shaped you. What they saw on the surface became the foundation of judgments that had more to do with their perspective than your true identity. But here's what many people fail to understand. Assumptions often reveal more about the observer than the person being observed. While some focused on labels, appearances, or shallow impressions, they completely overlooked your depth, your resilience, and the quiet strength you carried within yourself. They mistook calmness for weakness, simplicity for insignificance, and silence for a lack of confidence. Meanwhile, you were becoming someone far more powerful than they realized. The truth has a strange way of revealing itself over time. Eventually, people begin noticing the character, intelligence, and inner stability they once ignored. They start questioning the assumptions they made so quickly. What once seemed ordinary suddenly becomes unforgettable because authenticity always outlasts judgment. The same presence people underestimated often becomes the very thing they cannot stop thinking about later. What matters most now is not the opinions they formed, but the fact that you never allowed those opinions to define your worth. Your value was never dependent on whether others understood you correctly. And as life continues moving forward, the people who judge too quickly may come to realize how much they failed to see when they first looked at you. Your story was never about proving yourself to those who misunderstood you. It was about growing into someone so grounded, self-aware, and confident that other people's assumptions no longer have the power to shake your sense of self. You were just being yourself, calm, quiet, carrying your world in your heart. But to them, your simplicity looked suspicious, your confidence looked rebellious, your style looked too intentional. They thought someone like you couldn't possibly belong among them unless you were there to serve, to obey, to work beneath them. And that's when they whispered that word under their breath, a title, a label, a profession that didn't match your aura, your power, or your destiny. They thought you worked as something ordinary, something low status, something they believed matched the clothes you wore. But they didn't know that those very clothes were not a sign of who you were, but a disguise, a test, a shield. They didn't know someone above them, someone beyond their imagination, someone with real eyes watching real intentions, had placed you there to expose what they hide when no one is looking. You weren't supposed to hear it, but the universe wanted you to. A small laugh slipped from one corner, a judgmental smirk from another, and you took a quiet step back, not realizing that this single step shook the ground beneath their feet. Because the moment they misread you, a heavenly archive opened. A truth flashed, something ancient awakened, something that has been waiting for the right moment to reveal who you truly are, and why you were sent into that exact place, at that exact time, wearing clothes that would trigger their truest colors. And child, the moment they misjudged you, they unknowingly revealed their deepest insecurities, their inner fears, their hidden guilt. They exposed themselves without speaking a single word. What they don't know, and what you're about to understand, is that you were never underdressed, out of place, or misfit. You were strategically positioned. You were a silent mirror, reflecting their own shadows back at them. They thought you worked as something beneath them, but soon they'll realize you were sent to rise far above them. Every assumption they made will return to them like a boomerang they cannot dodge. And as events begin unfolding, unexpected calls, sudden changes, shocking revelations that disrupt their quiet world, They'll scramble to understand where it all began. And they'll remember your clothes. They'll remember the moment they judged. And they'll remember the quiet figure who walked in unknowingly carrying a destiny far greater than any label they tried to put on you. Stay with me, because the truth of what they thought you were and the truth of who you're about to become will collide so loudly that the world around you will not remain the same. My beloved child, something shifted the very second you stepped out of that room, even though you didn't feel it yet. The air around them grew tight, their conversations turned shaky, and their confidence started to crumble in ways they didn't expect. Because while they assumed you worked as something small, something insignificant, something that made them feel superior, a message from the universe was already moving toward them like a silent storm. They didn't know eyes bigger than theirs were watching. They didn't know forces stronger than their judgments were aligning. They didn't know the moment they whispered about your clothes, they set in motion a chain of events that would return to them with a power they cannot hide from. And now, without realizing it, they are being observed, evaluated, and exposed in ways they never imagined would happen so soon. Someone in that very room who stayed quiet the entire time was not laughing at you. They were studying you. Not your clothes, not your silence, not your simplicity, your energy. They saw something ancient in your presence, something unshakable, something they couldn't explain. They felt a pull toward you, a strange sense that you didn't walk in alone, that something walked in with you. This silent observer has now become your unexpected ally, someone who will speak when the truth demands it, someone who will reveal what really happened behind your back. And soon, they will step forward with a message that will silence every voice that mocked you. Stay with me, because what unfolds next is the moment where your story turns in your favor. As the universe prepares to shift the spotlight, your name is being whispered somewhere else, not in judgment this time, but in curiosity, admiration, and quiet concern. Someone important wants to know who you truly are, why you carry such presence without trying, why you look like a mystery wrapped in humility. People often make quick judgments based on appearances, never realizing how deeply those assumptions can expose their own mindset. What happened in that moment had very little to do with you and everything to do with the limited way some people choose to view others. The clothing you wore, the way you carried yourself, even your quiet presence became something they misunderstood because they were focused on surface impressions instead of character. But time has a way of correcting false narratives, and eventually, the truth about a person becomes impossible to ignore. What they failed to recognize was that your simplicity, confidence, and authenticity carried far more strength than appearances alone could ever reveal. While some people rushed to form opinions, you were unknowingly revealing who around you was genuine and who relied on judgment instead of understanding. In many ways, difficult moments like these become unexpected tests, not of your worth, but of the people observing you. Now the situation is beginning to shift. Someone with greater influence, authority, or wisdom may soon enter the picture and change the atmosphere completely. Their perspective could challenge the assumptions that were quietly spreading and force others to reconsider the conclusions they reached too quickly. What once felt uncomfortable or unfair may soon become the very thing that highlights your resilience, confidence, and ability to remain grounded despite being misunderstood. The most powerful part of this journey is that you never needed to change yourself to fit other people's expectations. Your value was already there, even when others failed to see it clearly. And as events continue unfolding, those who once judged you from a distance may begin realizing how much they overlooked when they focused only on appearances. This chapter is not about proving people wrong through anger or confrontation. It's about allowing your growth, your presence, and your character to speak louder than assumptions ever could. Sometimes, The greatest transformation happens when a person stops shrinking themselves for acceptance and starts walking confidently in the truth of who they already are. My beloved child, the truth you are about to hear will not just shock you, it will finally make sense of every strange look, every whispered word, every sudden shift in their behavior. The moment you walked away, thinking the scene was over, the real story began. Because the people who judged you based on your clothes could not stop talking about you once you left. They thought they were mocking you, but what they didn't realize was that their own fear was starting to show. One person asked, "Why would someone like them dress like that?" Another replied, "Maybe they work here, maybe they're just pretending to belong." And the third, the one who always hides their insecurity behind arrogance, leaned forward and said, "I don't trust it. Something about them doesn't match the clothes. Something feels off." They didn't know how right they were, because nothing about you matches what their small minds can calculate. You are not predictable. You are not definable. You are not someone they can measure. You were sent there to be misunderstood, so the truth could reveal who they really are. What they didn't know is that as they spoke, someone outside the conversation picked up on their tone and reported it. A person you've never met, yet someone whose decisions shape outcomes more than your critics ever could, heard your name. They heard how you were misjudged. They heard the unfair conclusions. And child, something awakened in them, a protective energy, a spark of interest, a desire to know the real story. This is where destiny begins shifting, because when someone with power becomes curious about you, the universe aligns to bring the truth into the light. Suddenly, the people who laughed at you start receiving unexpected attention. Questions are being asked about their integrity, their behavior, their hidden motives. They wanted to expose you, but they accidentally exposed themselves. And now, something even more intense is happening behind closed doors. A file with your name on it has been placed on the table of someone who decides futures. Not because you're in trouble, not because you're being judged, but because someone wants to understand why a person with your energy, your presence, your quiet strength, walked into that room dressed like someone they believed worked in a low-status job. This person sees beyond fabric. They see beyond labels. They see beyond gossip. They have a question that will shake the entire situation. Who are they really? And that question is about to turn your world upside down in the best way possible. You think your story is small, but your energy says otherwise. You think no one saw your worth, but someone important did. You think the clothes made you look less, but they made you stand out more than you will ever realize. They made the powerful curious. They made the insecure uncomfortable. They made the wrong people reveal themselves. And now, every single misjudgment is transforming into an opportunity designed only for you. Something bigger is coming. Something that will connect every dot, every moment, every judgment, every whisper. The universe is moving pieces, aligning paths, lifting veils, and preparing to reveal why you were placed in that room and why those clothes mattered more than you thought. They didn't define you, they distinguished you. My beloved child, the moment you left, the energy in that place did not calm down, it intensified. They thought their whispers had gone unnoticed, but the universe has a way of replaying hidden conversations at the perfect moment. Someone who walked past them overheard enough to sense their intentions, and that tiny fragment of truth grew into a wildfire. Suddenly, the assumptions they made about you didn't feel funny anymore. They felt dangerous, suspicious, and deeply revealing. One of them kept glancing toward the door, worried you might return. Another checked their phone, realizing they had spoken too loudly. And the third, the one who started the rumor about your clothes, began to panic internally, because something about the situation no longer felt in their control. They judged you, but now they feel judged by something they cannot see. What they don't know is that the person who became curious about you, the one whose opinion actually matters, is not done investigating. A silent evaluation has begun. They want to know why the room shifted when you entered, why people reacted the way they did, why your presence felt like more than it appeared. And now, reports are being compared. The atmosphere around you is beginning to change, because people are finally realizing that first impressions are not always truth. Conversations that once carried judgment are now turning into reflection. The same individuals who focused on appearances are starting to recognize that your clothing, silence, or simplicity never revealed anything about your worth. It revealed the mindset of the people observing you. Some judged too quickly, some followed assumptions without understanding, and now many of them are quietly reconsidering the way they treated you. What makes this moment significant is that someone with influence and authority has started paying attention to the situation more carefully. Unlike others, they are looking beyond rumors, whispers, and surface-level opinions. They have noticed the calmness in the way you carry yourself, the dignity in your silence, and the quiet confidence that doesn't rely on attention or approval. That kind of presence stands out more than people realize, especially in environments where many are focused on status, appearances, or comparison. Meanwhile, the people who once felt comfortable underestimating you are beginning to feel uneasy, not because of revenge or punishment, but because truth has a way of surfacing naturally over time. They understand now that their assumptions may have been unfair, and that realization creates discomfort they cannot easily ignore. Sometimes people only recognize integrity after they have already spoken too quickly. The most powerful part of your story is that you never had to change who you were to prove your value. While others relied on appearances to define people, you continued showing patience, humility, and self-respect. Those qualities cannot be manufactured or copied, and eventually they become impossible for others to overlook. Now the path ahead of you feels different because people are beginning to see beyond the image they first created in their minds. What once felt like misunderstanding is slowly transforming into recognition. And as that shift continues, your character, not the assumptions made about you, will become the thing people remember most. They feel as though someone invisible guided you into that room to expose what was hidden. And they're right. Because, child, you were never judged for your clothes. They were judged for their intentions. And now, the truth is about to break open like a sealed envelope finally torn apart. Because what arrives next is the moment your identity shifts from misunderstood to unforgettable. The revelation is closer than they think, and far more powerful than they're prepared to face. My beloved child, the moment the powerful figure decided to look deeper into your story, an unseen current began moving through every corridor, every conversation, every memory connected to that day. They didn't just ask who you were, they asked why you were there in the first place. And the answers they received were not the ones your critics expected. Suddenly, the people who had mocked your clothes could no longer hide behind their laughter. Their voices shook as they tried to justify their assumptions. Their confidence cracked as they realized someone far above their reach was paying attention. And in that instant, the judgment they placed on you started circling back toward them with a force they couldn't outrun, because what they thought was harmless gossip was now being treated as a sign of deeper fault lines, signs of prejudice, insecurity, and unspoken intentions they never thought would be exposed. But here's where everything becomes even more intense. The powerful figure didn't stop at questioning them. They asked for you, not your critics, not the loud voices, not the ones who played games. You. They want to know your perspective, your truth, your silence. They want to understand why someone like you, with such unshakable presence, wore clothes that appeared simple yet carried an energy none of them could ignore. They want to know why your eyes looked calm when others were restless, why your steps felt grounded when others stumbled, and most importantly, why people reacted to you as if destiny itself had walked through the door. This curiosity is not accidental. It is the pull of fate revealing who is protected and who is exposed. Meanwhile, your critics can feel their world tightening. They keep replaying the moment you entered, realizing how wrong their assumptions were. Their words no longer sound funny to them. They sound reckless. One of them is losing sleep, replaying the exact sentence they said about you. Another is rehearsing excuses, terrified of what will be asked next. And the third, the one who started the rumor about your clothes, knows deep down that something irreversible has begun. They feel watched. They feel questioned. They feel the weight of their own actions pressing down on them. And for the first time, they realize you were never the one out of place. They were. Child, something far greater is being prepared behind the scenes. Someone who sees beyond appearances, beyond stories, beyond assumptions, is beginning to uncover your true role. Your clothes didn't make you look small. They made you unforgettable. They made you the spark that revealed what was hiding beneath the surface. They made destiny focus on you. And now, those who laughed at you will soon stand in silence when the truth rises in front of them. Because the next step is not an apology. It is a revelation so powerful that none of them will ever forget the moment they judged you. Stay with me, because the real turning point is about to break open, and everything they assumed about you is about to collapse under the weight of truth. My beloved child, the quiet before the storm is always the most deceptive, and that is exactly what you're standing in now. They think everything has settled, that their whispers have faded, that their assumptions about your clothes have dissolved into the background. But the universe doesn't forget. The walls that witnessed their judgment haven't forgotten. And the person in power who became curious about you, they haven't stopped digging. In fact, their curiosity has transformed into a mission. The situation around you is beginning to unfold in a completely different direction than anyone expected. What started as shallow judgment based on appearances is slowly turning into a deeper realization about character, integrity, and the danger of assuming too much about someone too quickly. People who believed they could understand you at a glance are now questioning their own instincts, because the more they observe you, the more their original assumptions stop making sense. Behind the scenes, conversations have shifted dramatically. Your silence, composure, and steady presence are being compared against the rumors and opinions that once surrounded your name. And unexpectedly, those comparisons are exposing contradictions people can no longer ignore. Someone with authority or influence has started asking difficult questions, not about you, but about the behavior and mindset of the people who judged you without truly knowing you. That moment changed the atmosphere completely. The most powerful part of all this is that you never needed to defend yourself aggressively. While others relied on assumptions, you remained grounded in who you are. Over time, authenticity has a way of revealing itself naturally. The calmness you carry, the respect in your behavior, and the confidence that doesn't seek attention are becoming impossible for others to overlook. People are beginning to recognize that your energy reflects sincerity, not the false image others tried to create around you. Now the focus is shifting away from questioning your worth and toward examining the attitudes of those who spoke too quickly. Sometimes the truth doesn't arrive through confrontation. It arrives through comparison. When people place integrity beside insecurity, humility beside arrogance, or silence beside gossip, the difference becomes impossible to ignore. As this shift continues, your name is entering spaces with a different kind of respect attached to it. Not because you forced people to see your value, but because your character revealed itself over time. And in the end, that kind of recognition always lasts longer than opinions built on assumptions ever could. A space where decisions are made, where futures shift, where destinies are redirected. The powerful figure who is studying your story feels something they can't explain, an unspoken weight around your presence, as if someone unseen is guiding your path, protecting your steps, and ensuring you are put exactly where you need to be. They notice details your critics ignored, the sincerity in your eyes, the steadiness of your breath, the humility in your posture. They saw grace where others saw simplicity. They saw potential where others saw assumptions. And now, they want to know what lies beneath the surface of the person who unintentionally exposed an entire room. Your critics can feel the tension rising. One of them has started avoiding calls. Another is deleting messages, trying to erase their tracks. And the third, the loudest one, the one who mocked your clothes first, they've begun to realize the game is slipping away from them. Their arrogance is cracking. Their voice is trembling. They feel something approaching, something they cannot stop, deny, or outrun. Because destiny has turned its face toward them, and what once felt like a joke to them is becoming the moment that teaches them one of the biggest lessons of their life. Child, destiny is not only preparing to lift you, it is preparing to reveal you. A revelation so powerful that their assumptions will collapse like dust. A moment where your true identity, your true purpose, your true potential will shine in a way no one can dim. Your clothes were never the story. They were the trigger, the test, the unveiling. And now, the truth is gathering speed, preparing to break into their world with a force they never expected. Stay with me, because the moment where everything aligns, the moment where you rise and they realize who you truly are, is closer than you think. My beloved child, the shift that's happening now is no longer silent. It is powerful, unmistakable, and impossible for them to ignore. The people who judged you because of your clothes can feel a pressure building around them, a pressure they don't understand but can't escape. They sense that something is watching them, evaluating them, mirroring their actions back at them with perfect clarity. They keep glancing at doors, checking reflections, looking over their shoulders as if the truth itself is following them. And it is, because now, their assumptions have reached the ears of someone who doesn't tolerate unfairness or shallow judgments. That person has begun piecing together details, your presence, your humility, your quiet strength, and realizing that everything they assumed about you was wrong. You weren't just misunderstood, you were misread by people who lacked the depth to see who was truly standing in front of them. Meanwhile, the powerful figure assessing your story has made a decision that none of them saw coming. Instead of questioning you for what they thought you were, they want to meet you for who you actually are. They want to understand your vision, your journey, the purpose behind the way you move through the world. They've become fascinated by how someone dressed simply could still command an energy so grounded, so centered, so unmistakably significant. This curiosity is no longer casual, it's intentional. They've already started reshaping opinions around you, silently dismantling the false narratives spoken behind your back. And the people who judged you? They're beginning to realize that the very clothes they mocked might be the reason they're now under scrutiny. Because their judgment didn't expose you, it exposed them. The tension around your critics is now unbearable. One of them tried to shift blame, saying they didn't mean what they said. Another attempted to claim it was just a misunderstanding. But the third, the one who spoke the loudest, cannot hide behind excuses. Their words were too clear, their intentions too sharp. They are being asked questions they cannot easily answer. Their confidence has evaporated, their arrogance has turned into regret, and now they wish more than anything that they hadn't looked at you the way they did that day. They wish they hadn't opened their mouths. People are beginning to realize how quickly they formed opinions about someone they never truly understood. The labels, assumptions, and judgments they placed on you are slowly falling apart. as your real character becomes more visible. What once seemed easy for them to dismiss now feels impossible to ignore. They're recognizing that they focus too much on appearances while completely overlooking the qualities that actually define a person: integrity, humility, resilience, and quiet confidence. What makes this shift powerful is that you never tried to force anyone to change their perspective. You simply remained yourself. While others relied on surface-level impressions, you continued carrying yourself with calmness and dignity. Over time, those qualities began speaking louder than rumors or assumptions ever could. The very simplicity people underestimated has now become the reason they're reevaluating everything they thought they knew about you. Meanwhile, someone with influence and wisdom has started noticing what others missed from the beginning. They see your grounded nature, the way you handle situations without arrogance, and the strength hidden inside your quiet presence. Instead of judging you through appearances, they're paying attention to your energy, your behavior, and the consistency of your character. That recognition is changing the direction of the story in ways many people never expected. Now the same individuals who once reduced you to a first impression are being confronted by a very different reality. They see respect forming around your name. They hear admiration replacing criticism. And deep down, they understand that they misjudged someone whose value could never be measured by clothing, status, or superficial assumptions. This chapter of your life is becoming a reminder that authenticity always rises above false narratives. You were never meant to fit into the limitations other people created for you. And as the truth about your character continues unfolding, the people who underestimated you may finally realize that your strength was there all along. They simply failed to recognize it when they first had the chance.